And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another round of Next Round Sports. This is Chris Porter here with Jeff Amos and Caleb Culver. How you doing tonight, gentlemen?
Oh, not too
Even
bad, I
better.
guess. Yep.
I think we've all been better after week 4 of the NFL season, where none of our teams look good. I mean, at least your team's just at least had a final decision. My team couldn't figure out.
Yeah, you got a tie.
Oh, I would take a tie.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't. Tie is a lame way to end anything. I suck. So, speaking of sucking, we're going to go ahead and get into the first round here, where we're going to talk about this Cowboys debacle on Sunday night, the return of Micah Parsons. It was pumped up to be the game of the week. You know, Micah's first return back to Dallas. What's going to happen? How many times is he going to sack Dak? What's going to happen? The Packers have never lost and still have never lost in Jerry World. I mean, they've now tied once, but they've never lost. And
they're 0-6-1.
The game looked like it was going,
6-0.
The game looked like it was about to get out of hand early until the Cowboys blocked the extra point. Were able to return that for 2 points, which rarely ever happens. And sidebar, what has been with all of the blocked field goals and extra points so far early in the season? I have not seen this many happen in so many games. It's absurd.
It is.
I
Very
mean,
absurd.
Good for the special teamers, but
yep.
Hi, Kelly.
Special guest. Someone's a Chiefs fan.
Taylor Swift trivia night, and we're back.
But
yeah, this many extra points, field goals blocked. I don't think think we've seen more in the past 2 weeks than we've seen probably in the past 2 years. It's just This has been absurd.
Yeah, and it's happened to the Packers consecutive weeks in a row. It happened against the Browns, cost them the game, and you can argue that it cost them the game on Sunday night.
Well,
that
extra point would have put them over ahead instead of tying.
Extra point plus the 2 points that Dallas got. I mean, that was really a 42-30, 41-38 ball game.
It looked like it was already going to get out of hand early, and then that kind of changed things around where the Cowboys believed they could actually do something. Now, their defense couldn't still do anything. They believed they could, but they still couldn't because Matt Eberflus is a terrible coordinator. He shouldn't have a job in the NFL. He should be flipping burgers somewhere.
Which is surprising, in all honesty.
Where's that more personnel?
No.
I mean, the personnel on that team, I think, is too good, honestly, to be that bad. They're just not in position, or the scheme's not working out, or something.
I will say this right now: if they hadn't traded Micah Parsons, they would still be this bad. They would be. It wouldn't be much better. It wouldn't be much better.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't gotten more out of their pass rushers, Sam Williams, Fowler, and all of them. I'm surprised they haven't been better.
Because he doesn't know how to put them into, okay, if you want to say, the players, whatever, okay, a good coordinator is going to get the most out of the players that he has. Now, if you only have your system and the players have to fit into your system or it doesn't work, then you're not a very good coordinator. You have to
that's the Mike D'Antoni approach. It doesn't work.
Yes. You have to be able to work with what you have. This has been a top defense for past defensive coordinators, and now they're the worst defense in the league. The only thing that's changed besides losing Micah Parsons, which great talent, I'm not arguing that, but the only thing that's changed besides that is being your coordinator. And even with Zimmer, which was a bit of a drop off from Dan Quinn, they still weren't this bad. This is terrible. And you cannot win with a defense this bad.
No, it's historically bad. But again, at the same time, as much as we want to blame Eberflus, like the players are just not there. I mean,
there's been some interesting stuff where like Diggs is biting too
Jack
hard.
Sanborn, Kenneth Murray, Reddy Stewart. Who are these players? I mean, these are players that shouldn't belong on an NFL roster, much less starting. And how hard is it for an NFL coordinator to have your defense that's revolved around Micah Parsons stripped away from the week before?
Extremely hard. Yeah, can't change anything. Oh no, the whole season's done. His whole plan is gone. He can't pivot. He can't change.
I'm not saying he can't do anything, but
I'm saying he can't do anything, and I said that the minute they fucking hired him. I didn't like the hiring. I hated the hiring just as much as I hated hiring Shoddy. Which, if I hear Colin Cowherd call him Shoddy one more time, I was going to throw something at the TV. Like, stop it. Oh, my God.
You mean Cowherd or Collinsworth?
They both suck.
Both. Well, I'll give you.
So you know how he feels on that.
It's a whole pot of suckage that we've been dealing with here for Dallas fans.
Well, the good thing is your offense did look better. I mean, Pickens came out of the shadow of CeeDee Lamb with CeeDee Lamb's injury. Yeah. Dak looked much better. He looked horrible the previous game throwing, especially those 2 picks. You're like, what are you throwing? But yeah, so I mean, you got the number 1 ranked offense right now.
Which I don't see how that's even possible. I mean,
yeah. Well, I know the Chiefs aren't there, and the Ravens aren't there, and the Bills aren't there this year. So
yes,
and yeah, Green Bay also has not been super great on offense.
The only shining star I can give is, and I have to give my apologies to Mr. Williams running the ball. I'm sorry. When they brought him in from Denver after letting what's his name gone?
Oh, Elliott leave and
Elliott was Ezekiel was done. They just brought him back just to retire as a Cowboy.
Rico Dowdle,
which Rico Dowdle just got put in because they didn't have anybody else, and he left for Carolina, and he's not doing anything there, which is no surprise there. Jalen Williams. Keep saying his first name wrong.
Javonte.
All good.
Javonte Williams. Keep always
could
saying
be the worst as Marmaduke.
Very true. But Javonte Williams, I was not expecting this after he had been injured in Denver after his rookie season.
No.
He's not
looked better. You're right.
He has been he's been a surprise, a pleasant surprise so far early in the season. Now, is that going to continue to go? I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be able to stay healthy, but I expected nothing out of him. I mean, he wasn't even drafted in both my fantasy leagues. Wasn't even drafted. Immediately was picked up. Immediately. I mean, you can't find him in any league now, and I don't blame anybody because he has been surprisingly good. Now, is that because he's benefiting from the line, which even the line has been restructured, and you got Cooper Beebe now out, for some extended time. There's still a very good running line. The line is really good at run blocking. I mean, that's what a lot of linemen like to do. They don't want to sit back and pass block. They want to get out there and push people and jump, go out there and pancake guys. And that's what they want to do. It's what they thrive in. But Williams has looked good. I can't fault him on that. Pickens I'm not surprised with what he did.
Yeah, he was phenomenal on Sunday night.
The only thing I was surprised about were the announcers going, "Oh, he could be," or Collinsworth going, "Oh, he could be a number 1 receiver somewhere." He already was in Pittsburgh, and he got traded away because he was a nut job. Correct. We already knew the talent George Pickens has. I already knew that him coming down. Mm-hmm. I'm not surprised that when he's the focal point because CeeDee Lamb's hurt, that he's able to do what he's able to do. Anyone who's ever watched football or has ever seen him play knew that is a possibility. So I'm not surprised about that. I'm happy that he's showing up for it. But yeah, Williams is the biggest surprise. Happy that he's doing that. And Dak, yeah, he's going to do that. Have a great game, throw for everything he did, and still we can't win the game. We still
you
can't.
got the historically bad defense, as Jeff said.
Historically bad, yeah, but great quarterbacks overcome things. They overcome other things. That's what great quarterbacks do. And for
on
them
their
to
side
say,
of the ball, yeah.
For them to say this is his like marquee game and it's a fucking tie, that's bullshit. I'm sorry, you guys. Even if you have historically bad defense, you have to find a way to win, especially when Green Bay's doing what they're doing and almost giving the game away there at the end. You've got to find a way to win. There's no excuse. He's a decade into his NFL career. He's out of excuses now. You don't have time for
excuses, yeah.
But, you can say, oh, historically bad defense when you've been in the league for 5 years, 6 years, because you still got time. He doesn't have a lot of time left. He's on shit.
He doesn't have time, but I'm going to disagree with you. You can't overcome something historically bad defense. He can't overcome a bad defense. He has nothing to do with that side of the ball. I mean, can he score more points? Yeah.
Yes.
Did he put
and
up
that's
40?
What you have to do is score more points. 40 wasn't enough.
I'm not disagreeing with you there.
If you're that bad, if you know you're that bad, you have that bad of a defense on the other side, you have to score more. When you know 40's not enough, you're going to have to score 45. You're going to have to score 48. You have to score more. You have to score in the 50s. That's what you have to do to overcome that. So yes, there are things he can do. But the fact is, he's not good enough to do it.
And I think I think you're selling short Dak a little bit. I mean, I think he played.
I'm completely selling short because we have been sold on the aspect that they're all in. That's what's been sold.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, do you believe anything Jerry Jones says?
Yeah, but then
that's what you have to go by. That's what we have to go by as a fan base. We have to go by what the general manager / owner says.
Sure.
And we're not given that opportunity. Dak cannot do it. He's had better teams and has failed when he was younger and had more time. Now he's longer in the tooth. Does he still have potential to put a big game? Yes, he does. But he doesn't have the skins on the wall to say that he's a great quarterback. He's not.
Well, this reminds me of the Bengals team last year in a way, where you have
very similar.
No defense and you have a great offense. And probably the Cowboys at this point are going to wind up with 7 or 8 wins because they have no defense, although their offense is phenomenal. But like you said, you can't win that way.
You can't. I mean, when you have to barely scrape by through overtime to beat the fucking Giants, I already knew there's a problem there.
Yeah.
That was already a problem.
When you need a 64-yard field goal to tie the Giants to go into overtime, yes, you have some problems.
Yes.
And that was on the defense, I would say. One positive I would say about this game too that we didn't touch on. I thought Jalen Tolbert looked good as a number 3 wide receiver, or he was number 2 wide receiver on Sunday.
Jalen Tolbert finally caught some passes. Like actually, that last one at the very end in overtime, he finally did what he should have been doing years ago. He finally figured it out. I'm happy for him. Good for him. I still don't trust him, but hey, I'll give credit where credit's due. Tolbert actually had a good game.
Correct.
Now, if he strings together multiple good games, then he can start getting some more praise. Until then, I will still give credit where credit's due, but he's got more. He's got to prove more.
Do we believe Jerry Jones that they have the money to pay George Pickens next year? Because I sure as hell don't think they do.
I think they'll work something out with that.
I don't.
Maybe they can, but
probably you're still going to have that shitty defense next year.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Now they're going the Cincinnati Bengals route where you've paid your quarterback and you're going to have paid 2 receivers and you're not going to have any money to do anything else. Now, okay, you got rid of Parsons, but that's not it's already been proven that is not a recipe to win. You have to win really your best way is to win with a young quarterback on a rookie deal, where you can put great talent around that.
Yeah.
Very true. So the good news for the Packers, not Packers, Cowboys, again, is that you have the Jets and the Panthers in the next 2
games. Watch the Jets get their first win next week.
Are we? Is that a prediction? Is that
your official take, Jet?
Official take.
If the Jets win, it'll be by a field goal.
Yeah. I feel like this would be a little bit of a letdown game. I think the Jets do get a win.
That's them kicking the field goal at the end, because if it's Aubrey kicking the field goal, he's not going to miss it. True. And that's the problem. Aubrey's been so good that the Cowboys, and I said this before, the Cowboys offense knows, Schottenheimer, they know that, okay, if this doesn't work, then, we can just kick it with Aubrey because he can hit it from anywhere. They have no sense of urgency because of that. It's all right. Just get to 63 yards. Aubrey will hit it. It's fine. It's fine. Which is good to have that weapon, but when the fact that you abuse it, you don't use it. They use it as a crutch. Aubrey's their crutch. He's their security blanket. They know they only have to get so far. We'll at least get 3. We'll at least get 3. That's fine. That's not a way to coach. That's not a way to fucking play the game. Touchdowns win. Field goals will lose you a game. Normally, unless it's one of those weird games where who was it? One of those games where Graham Gano or somebody, randomly kicked 6, 7 field goals, and you're like, I wish he was on my fantasy team. They only won because of that.
Yeah.
They win by 21 points, and it's all 7 field goals, and you're like, what the hell happened? So
50 yards plus, but yes.
There's those times that'll be weird, but no, I'm just better. I'm better that, that they got a tie after, getting me, maybe I have a glimmer of hope that, hey, we can go ahead and beat the Packers. And, what is it that we can say? Hey, we were right in trading Parsons because we did that. And really, Parsons stopped that with that takedown.
Yeah, he really wasn't there most of the game, but yeah, he was there when it mattered.
Yeah, he was there then, which is what you paid him for. But same time, for what you paid him for, you want more than one tackle. I mean, even though it's a big tackle at the right time, I still think he affected the game in different ways. But just disappointing. They need to get rid of ties. Ties like this. There's nothing.
I think it should be at least 15 minutes, not 10 minutes.
Yeah, they need to be a longer time.
Make it a
quarter.
Or
as we were talking earlier beforehand, and we've seen this meme come out, that they should do like soccer. They should do or hockey. They should do just have the kickers kick till they miss.
Yeah, start them 30 or something and keep backing up 5 yards or 10 yards every time.
Start them at 30, back them up 10 yards. 30, boom, boom, 40, boom, boom, 50, boom, boom, 60, boom, boom. Go from there. Okay, yeah. If 50, if you want to start going back 5 yards. Okay, I'll give you that. But yeah, 30, 40, 50. First one to miss. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you can still line it up like a normal field goal where it's trying to get blocked.
Yeah, would you have defense out there?
Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, I would have defenses out there. I wouldn't have just a random kicking. That'd be like that would be like a Pro Bowl skills challenge. That's lame. Fuck that. No, you actually line up like a field goal, normal field goal things. The only thing is if they block it, you can't return it back. It's just blocked, and that's you stop it.
Right.
And then the other team gets a chance. If they hit it, then they win. That's. Or if they block it, then you go again, and you just keep going until somebody misses or it gets blocked.
Right.
And you can do that during regular season game. I wouldn't expect that to be in the playoffs. In the playoffs, you keep going until somebody wins.
Yeah, which is the playoff overtime rule anyway. You just keep going.
But I would change that for the regular season, and then that gets some excitement. You still, because everybody gets excited with the field goal. I mean, even if you kept playing, it was good. They're playing for a field goal at that point anyway. They're not trying for a touchdown. So just take the whole rest of the bullshit out of it and just set it up. 30-30, go, kick, make. Okay, 40-40, we do it again. 50-50, 55-55, 60-60. At that point, somebody's either blocked it or missed.
Right.
And that doesn't take too long to get those players in and out for that. So when Roger Goodell tunes in, he can take the idea to the owners' meeting. And,
yeah, there most likely will be some overtime rule changes again.
Should send him a tweet.
Yeah.
Jeff, send him a tweet. Send it to Goodell.
I'll send him a tweet.
Tag him in there, and when you do, hey, this is our idea to fix the overtime, and then invite him on the show.
Roger Goodell, you are more than welcome to come on the show.
Yes, tell him to come on, but he has to have his own, equipment. Send it to him, and if we get any response, then you have to post it on the social media so he can.
Oh my gosh! Yes, Roger Goodell. If he is on the show, that'd be huge for the show. More than welcome to be on the show.
Could you imagine?
Oh, it'd be amazing.
It would be awkward for sure.
Oh, it wouldn't be awkward. It would be.
I would ask him. Oh, the questions.
So Porter would make it awkward.
I wouldn't make it awkward, but I would ask questions that people are too afraid to ask him, just because I know I'd never have the opportunity. We'd never have the opportunity again. And very I'm true. Like, I why not?
Like wing it, go for it. I wouldn't blame
you. No, I wouldn't be rude. I wouldn't call him any names or anything. I wouldn't boo him. Or maybe I would like come on and go boo. Oh, just kidding. No, just commit. Just kidding. Just wanted you to feel at home, feel like, feel
like normal, like the draft or whatever. Yeah.
Feel normal, get you relaxed here. I know you're a little nervous coming on here, to such a platform as this right now. So just want to make sure, you feel comfortable when you come on. Yeah. Make sure you feel welcome. All good.
Well, I think Jets are our pick for others one. So what do you got to pick for, Jeff? You got Jets or Cowboys next week?
I like the Cowboys in this game because because from what I've seen, I don't think Aaron Glenn knows what the hell he's doing as a head coach. And he
knows how to strut on the sideline, just like he did scored touchdowns back in the day. It's the exact same dance.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I know because my wife sent me a side-by-side video of it.
He doesn't know what he's doing, and I don't think, and that's not a shot at Aaron Glenn. Actually, I think it is. But
I was about to say, that sounds like a shot.
No, it's absolutely a shot. What are you talking about? Don't try to crawfish it back. No.
I mean, I just think he's a good. I don't even know how good of a defensive coordinator he is. I think he really benefited from Dan Campbell's system in Detroit and the success that they had there. I don't think their defense was ever particularly good in Detroit. And I think now he's in a situation where Justin Fields is your quarterback. Are you kidding me? How are you going to win with no defense and no quarterback, and then all you have is Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall? You're not going to win.
Breece Hall isn't even who Breece Hall was even a year ago.
No, I mean he's hit or miss at best.
Very true. But I'm definitely starting Garrett Wilson on my fantasy team against the Cowboys next week.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Even if you have Breece Hall as the backup, you should put him in and start him against the Cowboys because you probably get some points out of it. But Fields, I think, has potential. He showed some potential in Pittsburgh. I think he has some potential there. He didn't look terrible against Miami. He didn't look great by any means, but he didn't look terrible, god awful.
He had that untouched run for 40
yards. He did, which he still has. He still has that ability to do that. But Garrett Wilson looked good. But yeah, the defense just, it seems lackluster. And I mean, at least with Robert Saleh when they were there, the defense looked solid. I mean, he didn't have a quarterback to do anything with, but at least the defense looked solid, which is what looked good when Rex Ryan was there and they had freaking Mark Sanchez with old butt fumble, under center. So, I mean, that's what's happened with the Jets for years. I mean, they just.
That's why they were excited when Aaron Rodgers came in.
They were, and I don't blame them because I mean, that's the whole thing. They're already eyeing up Jordan Love here in about 8 years. So, I get it, but the Jets there's got to be a top. It's going to have to be a top down. They can't just keep bringing in coaches and just hoping everything's going to work out for the best. They've got to get. What they need to do is they need somebody to come in and overhaul them like a Bill Belichick. Not Bill Belichick now. They need someone who's going to come in and implement an entire hard-nosed, we're changing this whole, like, we're going to suck for the next year and a half, 2 years. But we're changing everything. And if you're not on board, we're shipping you out tomorrow. Like, there's no way. Like, you're going to get traded. Done. You're joining in on this or you're gone. And everybody we draft is joining in on this. And we're drafting guys that are going to be part of the system. They need a hard-nosed, not to toot his horn because it's been so mediocre in Pittsburgh now, but a Mike Tomlin, no nonsense. That's the best I can put out. I can think of right off the top of my head of coaches right now of like no nonsense. It's my way, the highway when you come here.
Right.
If you don't like, because I can't say Belichick anymore because he's in North Carolina and he's sucking there, but everybody thinking that North Carolina was going to be a freaking juggernaut the minute just because Bill Belichick and their coach is dumb because those aren't his guys that he recruited. It's going to take some time, as it does with any new coach. Dumbasses.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, who do you want to get instead of going back to the Cowboys then? Who do you want to replace Matt Eberflus since this defense is most likely going to continue its horrible ways?
Anyone with a pulse would do better than Matt Eberflus. I mean, who do I want? Everyone knows who I wanted. I wanted them to fire McCarthy and hire Dan Quinn. I wanted Dan Quinn to be the coach. That's what I wanted. To me, that was the best case scenario. Let Mike McCarthy right off to the sunset and let Dan Quinn just slide right in. He already had the team. The team loved him. You had it perfectly set up, and you let him go to Washington. Now, is Washington having some hiccups right now? Yep. You're having some. You're having sophomore slump, you want to call it, and injuries with Jaden Daniels.
I was saying injuries, yeah.
And that's not helping the defense by any means because Marcus Mariota is not Jaden Daniels, and we all knew that. But they're having some hiccups. They're not the team that they were without him on there. That happens. That's part of it. But that's what should have happened. They shouldn't have let Dan Quinn go to Washington. They proved that last year. They should have had him come in and just take over from McCarthy. That's what should have happened. But they didn't. So now you're in fucking La La Land with fucking Brian Schottenheimer. So, yeah, anyone with a pulse. Caleb, you can be the defense coordinator. I'll be happy. I would be happy. So, all right. Enough of me getting my blood pressure up. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be right back with the next round. And welcome back from the break. Blood pressure's starting to go down here a little bit. So while I get mine down, we're going to send Jeff's through the roof as we get into the Bengals-Broncos game here from Monday night, the Monday night doubleheader. Aikman and Buck were at this game. I don't know why.
Yeah, it was.
They were there.
It was supposed to be the game. It was on Monday night. It was supposed to be Joe Burrow against Bo Nix, a rematch of last year's game at the end of the year, which was a very exciting game in which the Bengals won at the end. But obviously, we have a different JB at the quarterback. That's Jake Browning.
159 yards offense.
No, that's not going to cut it. And so, and also, too, what's not going to cut it is 3 points of offense followed by 8 consecutive punts and a combined score of 76 to 13. Excuse me, 76 to 13, which is a 63-point differential, which is the worst franchise differential in 2 consecutive games for the Bengals, as they lost 48-10 last week to Minnesota. Are the Bengals done? At this point, I think it's a fair question to ask because I'll say this in terms of the Minnesota game. That was you could say the 5 turnovers it was a bit of an aberration. You don't anticipate turning the ball over 5 times the next game, and he didn't, and the next game. But the problem is, if you can't move the ball, it really doesn't matter. So
that's the problem when you have T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
Noah Fant.
There's no excuse. Yeah, you can say about the defense or your offensive line.
I was going to say, the offensive line, though.
The offensive line is bad. It's terrible. But at the same time, you have to, you know your offensive line is bad. You know you've got to get the ball out quickly. Your receivers know, I have to make quick cuts. I don't have time to take, a 10-step and slant. I've got to get open quickly for my quarterback. You have to make those adjustments, and you have to do things to help. Hey, I've got a backup quarterback in here. These are things that need to be coached in from your receivers coach, from your offensive coordinator, on down from the head coach.
Right.
Which we know how you feel about Zach Taylor. So
right. And also, too, last night we had 14 penalties, 11 of which were accepted. Last time I checked, Joe Burrow isn't the coach of this team. He's not responsible for false starts. He's not responsible for too many men on the field, or not enough men on the field, or
he could be
holding on
responsible
punt
for
returns.
Yeah, he's all responsible for it.
No, he's not responsible for any of that.
Almighty Joe Burrow.
And the thing is, it's just
Saint Joe.
that just because he is out doesn't mean that they can make all these other penalties and that they should be one of the worst teams in football. And they're going into a Detroit game this week at home, which they're about to get murdered. And they're 10-point underdogs.
Is going to be swinging his battle axe through that line after Jake Browning.
And they're 10-point underdogs at home, which would lend itself to believe that if you were on the road in Detroit, they would be 16-point underdogs, which tells you
bet the over.
Yeah, which tells you that Vegas thinks that the Bengals are one of the worst teams in the league. And I tell you right now, why shouldn't they consider that? Again, as I go back to 76 to 13 in their last 2 games, you didn't have any turnovers in this Denver game, but you couldn't move the ball, so it didn't matter. You had 5 against Minnesota. You have a quarterback who's afraid to throw the football. And to save the season, although I don't think they'd ever do this, I would look to potentially going to New York and maybe looking at Russell Wilson or Jameis
Winston
to come in for a draft pick or something to try and just save the season, because I don't think that Jake Browning can do it right now. They thought that Jake Browning was one of the best 32 backups in the league.
He was ranked highly going into the year by everybody.
And he's looked like a deer in headlights. And he shouldn't, as many times as he's already had to come in for Burrow being hurt. There's no reason.
He dealt with that line over the years, too.
Correct. It's not his first time. In 2023, he had 7 starts. He was 4-3, had a 98.6 QB rating, which, again,
it's not like Cooper Rush, who just signed with Baltimore, and you're learning a new system and everything. No offense, because hey, I think he'll be all right because he did a good job for Dallas. But at the same time, it's not like Browning's a new guy that just came in and is learning the system. He's been in the system for a while. He knows this offensive line like it is, and he still looks like a deer in headlights. Like he does. He's completely confused out there. And there's that you've lost all.
And that goes back to coaching. And that goes back to coaching because
your guys are not prepared and ready to step in when they need to.
No, and it seemed like the team quit on Monday night last night when it was 21-3 at the end of the first half. That was it.
I don't know if they quit. I mean, your defense finally seemed to show up in the second half. So your defense came to play in the second half at least. The offense, I can give you they didn't show up.
But to revisit the coaching part, when your coaches aren't getting poached every year from other teams, that says something. When you have continually good retention that no one else wants them, they're not getting offers. Like from everything you're hearing, you're not hearing of Cincinnati coordinators and lower coaches getting opportunities to be coordinators or head coaches for other jobs. You're not hearing that coming out of Cincinnati. That says something. There's a reason, why your coaches are getting poached is because they're being successful. And they are showing the potential to be that at another franchise. And people see that, such as Aaron Glenn. They're in Detroit. Whether it was success in Dan Campbell's system, we'll see how that goes. That's what it seems like right now. But at least even after he's left, they're still having success.
Right.
Now, is that all Dan Campbell's, what he's built there? Possibly. That may be possibly. But he's right now working on building his coaching tree, such as what Sean McVay has done and what the other coaches have done in all of football. That's just what it is. You don't hear any of Zach Taylor's guys being talked about as potential candidates in these other positions, and that's starting to show why.
Yeah, you've had one guy, and that's Brian Callahan, who's the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, who surrendered coaching play call duties and proceeded to lose 26-0 to the Texans on Sunday. So that's been a complete disaster so far.
I started the Texans defense in both leagues just because they're going to go against Tennessee.
Oh, that's a phenomenal move.
That's the reason why I dominated in both leagues. That and Josh Allen.
Yeah. But I mean, barring just a drastic change, which I don't envision, this should be a blowout for Detroit. And I would say this is a game that's probably going to be in the realm of 31-10.
Can't argue on that. If they get 10, they got 3 against Denver's defense, and I think Detroit has a better defense.
I don't know. Denver's got one of the top defenses.
They do have a good defense.
Detroit's not bad. Don't get me wrong.
Aiden Hutchinson is what I put my stake down on. Denver doesn't have a pass rusher like him. Now they have very, very good secondary. Their secondary is phenomenal, and that
solid
helps them in
lines,
that
good
aspect.
secondary.
But then you're coming to the what came first, the chicken or the egg? What's better, the pass rush or the secondary? Who's making who better? Like, do you have a really good pass rush because your secondary is good, or do you have a really good secondary because your pass rush is good? It's one or the other. One or the other. So, Aiden Hutchinson is a monster, and he's been a monster. What he's been doing since he came back from that injury that he suffered against Dallas last year has been spectacular. And if he doesn't get comeback player of the year, he should be in line for defensive player of the year because he's just tearing through offensive linemen like they're wet tissue paper.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Browning needs to be afraid.
Yeah.
He's coming for him.
And I think what you have
Mm-hmm.
to hope for is you get great protection, and then you're able to attack that line secondary.
Or you need Chase Brown to show up and just run at him some.
If Chase Brown can show up, that'll be a big help. And the fact that he hasn't has really hindered the offense. Right. He's not been anything. Like he was supposed to be the second coming of Joe Mixon. Don't get me wrong, Joe Mixon was not the best running back to ever grace the Bengals roster, but he had some really good games, and he was very serviceable. Very good running back.
He was great, and I think
he wasn't great. He was serviceable. He had great moments. He was
pretty good in those Bengals years.
He was great,
but not great. I would never say he was great. I would say he was good at best. He had a great.
They need to draft a running back high in this draft.
No. They need to draft defense.
Well, they need offensive line. You got to keep Burrow healthy. You need an offensive line first. Keep Burrow healthy because he gives you a shot to win.
You need everything. You need everything.
You do need everything.
Hey, just start.
But you're not alone in that, Jeff. You're not alone.
Start drafting defense. Burrow's going to retire early. He's going to pull an Andrew Luck. Because why get your fucking head beat in all the time?
Put that curse on him, Ricky Bobby.
I'm not putting a curse on him. I'm saying he needs to be smart. You made a lot of money. You made more money than a lot of people are going to make in their entire lifetimes. Don't make yourself a freaking vegetable later in life. Like, you made money. Good. Go for it. But they're not gonna be able to do enough help in the draft to get a whole new line. They're just not going to be able to, and they're proving that they can't do it in the offseason. Go ahead and start drafting for defense. Prepare that he's going to be leaving very soon for his own health, and start building that defense up, that defensive line up. Then, if you want to, go ahead and start getting an offensive lineman. But you need to start preparing for your next quarterback, because by the time you have that line where it needs to be, he's either going to be retired or too old to really do much and hurt to do much at that point.
Yeah,
it's potentially.
I think they've missed their window.
3 of his 6 years.
I think they should have been drafted offensive linemen 4 years ago.
Well, I think they've tried. Is the problem?
Well, they
drafted Amarius Mims, and we'll see how he's going to turn out. He's been okay so far.
Yeah, Mims from Georgia looks.
You got one. They should have been drafted top offensive lineman every year. Every year they should have been going for an offensive lineman. They could have drafted a full on offensive line.
Yeah, and historically the Bengals have not been able to develop offensive linemen or scout offensive linemen, and that's been a problem too.
And that would have been, and they could have right after the Super Bowl year, they could have gone and hired scouts that specialize in offensive linemen. They could have.
You're asking an organization that never invests any money in anything at all.
No, but if you're wanting to win, you invest it. They don't want to win, so it's just
correct.
They
don't want to do what's best for winning.
No,
because that's what the Bengals have done for the past,
like the Pittsburgh Pirates,
4 years,
or the Dallas Mavericks.
Yes, or the Cincinnati Reds, even your own home franchise, even though they got into the playoffs miraculously.
Yeah, somehow.
Cincinnati Reds home franchise. What are you talking about?
No, I just saying you're talking about the
Cincinnati fan base. That would be their
home
team, not your home team.
Yeah, that. Okay.
No, not my
team. I thought you were saying my home team. I'm like, wait a minute. Did you forget where I live? You've been here.
The Pirates are a little forgettable, unfortunately.
And I was still another poorly run franchise in there, like the Dallas Mavericks. Fire Nico.
Yes, Fire Nico.
Fire Nico. Anyways, okay. Well, is there anything else you wanted to wrap up here in your Bengals talk, your Bengals misery? I've already had my Cowboys misery, so do you need any more Bengals misery?
No, I will save it for next week.
Perfect. Yep, after the Detroit game. Looking forward to that already. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back in just a moment with our Ravens misery. And welcome back from the break as we're ready to keep this misery train just rolling down the track. It's moving at a slow and miserable pace. But anyways, Caleb, let's talk about this Kansas City Chiefs Baltimore game where the Swifties were flying high.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is true. I mean, Spagnuolo he's just got the number of Todd Monken. I'm not even going to say Lamar. He's got Todd Monken's number because it just overall, I mean, it was just not handled right from plays to blitzing, the stunts. And I mean, there's so many things wrong with this game right now. And you could start, I think, with leadership. And I'm talking about leadership in the players first. I mean, Lamar did seem to quit. Yeah, he's got a hamstring injury supposedly. Maybe he's gonna miss a couple weeks. Supposedly, it's rumored he's gonna be out through the bye. So he might come back in week 8.
Just that he quit, and we talked earlier about this. That he has to at least miss a week, or otherwise those rumors seem very, very true. The way he walked off the field, he did not look like he had a hamstring injury at all. He walked out very comfortable.
He looked very like walking wise, at least. Yeah, I mean, some of those weird runs later on and some frustrating things from the line he was feeling, I'm sure, because that's something I'm about to get into. But leadership overall as a whole has been lacking. I mean, Kyle Hamilton's the only player from the defense that's talked to the press in the last 2 weeks. And you can say, Roquan Smith's been injured. Marlon Humphrey's been injured. But, I mean, if Kyle Hamilton's the only guy going up and saying, hey, we know there's a problem, we're going to fix it, the only one willing to stand up for it, I mean, Roquan Smith should be one of those guys for sure. And he's not for whatever reason. And Marlon Humphrey's not going to be that guy either, apparently. So the only leadership we have right now in the locker room is Kyle Hamilton, which phenomenal player. Glad to have him be that guy. But you got to have more than just one guy willing to stand up and say,
True, but at the same time, there are players that have been great players that haven't been the vocal ones to come out and sit there and say stuff like DeMarcus Ware with the Cowboys back in the day. He was the guy that showed his leadership by his play. He didn't,
and it's wasn't a very vocal
person. So I get that, but that's the thing is that as a Baltimore fan, having Ray Lewis there before,
and Ed Reed, and
you're used to that.
Yeah, we're used to people.
Your best defensive players are the ones out there out front firing up the team. You're not used to having a standoffish best defensive player. You're not used to that.
Well, let's go easy on the word best. Marlon Humphrey and Roquan Smith have both looked horrible so far.
They have, but on paper, Roquan Smith should be your best player on defense.
Marlon Humphrey is supposedly an all-pro cornerback. Supposedly.
Exactly. And
but anyway,
and as a Raven fan, them being quiet, yes, that's a reason for distress because you're used to that whole Ray Lewis. I played bad. We need to play better. We need to fire this up. We like being out there up front, owning it up, owning when they have a bad game, and being out there to say that. And when you don't have that, it's like, hey, why aren't you talking? I mean, they may not want to talk, but when you're in this organization that has that history, you have to you have to realize that expectation is there to, okay, if you had a bad game, you still need to go to the press and say, hey, we had a bad game. We need to be better. We need to fire ourselves up more. You got to take those steps, that role from Ray Lewis, and Ed Reed and what they did even when they had a bad game, they still came out and talked and said, admitted up to what it was. You've got to take that leadership role from them. So I see coming from a Raven saying why it's not there. But at the same time, it's the whole thing of, hey, there's other players that have led without doing that. But when you're in this environment that it's expected to do that, you can't be surprised to get criticized when you don't do it, because that's the expectation that was set by previous players.
I disagree with you there, but yeah, like I said, it's just when you're only playing bad yourself and you're not willing to take an answer, that worries me.
It does.
And then, of course, not only leadership of the players, you got to go with coaching staff. Like Zach Orr just looking clueless out there, or confused out there. Apparently, I can't say the word I want to say.
You're confused, like he is.
I am. Yeah,
you're confused.
Watching the game tape, maybe confused as to what we're doing. Yes. But yeah, and then Monken not having some easy kind of check downs a lot in some of his calls, just very like, what is going on? And then, of course, Harbaugh, supposedly the game manager, head coach. What are you managing? You're not managing anything besides just a puddle of absolute excrement at this point.
Mm-hmm. And why are they not running the ball more?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, that's another question too. It's like, why are we not running Derrick Henry? But it's just, you're 3 for 10 on third down. You're not going to have a good day. But yeah, like we said, I think part of the stories too is obviously going to be injuries. 7 players didn't start that game. Matabuke, we know, is now out for the year. We talked about Lamar Jackson's probably going to be out until after the bye, so about 3 weeks for him. You got Nate Wiggins, who went down with an injury. Roquan Smith, Marlon Humphrey are both now expected to miss multiple weeks. You can go on and on. Travis Jones, Brent Urban, Kyle Van Noy. Injuries are they're decimating this team right now for sure. But it is what it is at this point. It's starting to look like a lost year. Like I said, I think it starts with leadership. Then my next 2 complaints are we cannot win in the trenches. On the defensive line, we had 3 sacks to start this year from Matabuke, all of them from Matabuke. And he's now out for the year. Mm-hmm. So, we just saw what happened with the run when Matabuke and Urban and Jones weren't in there. You're going to get run on against the Lions. Like, they're just going to kill you.
Say his name correctly.
I said Matabuke.
It's Marmaduke.
Marmaduke, yes. But, oh my goodness. So we can't win on the defensive side there. And our entire offensive line is just looking like utter garbage. Stanley's not good. Linderbaum's not good. Rosengarten's not good. Filet he's got to be benched. It's not good. Voorhees is okay, I guess, but at the same time, he's not been good either. Part of that I think is you got to go to the O-line coach with Warhawk, and he's got to go. I think he's definitely got to be fired. At this rate, Zach Orr's got to be fired. Todd Monken's probably going to go somewhere else. The defensive line coach probably needs to be fired too. So, you're looking at potentially 4 vacancies. 3 of them I would like to see now, but that's obviously not going to happen with the Ravens culture and system and the way it is. They're not going to fire anybody mid-season. And I know Harbaugh's already apparently been called into a conference with Biscotti, so he might be on a little hotter seat than what we think he is, even though I don't expect Harbaugh to be fired, even if both his cute coordinators are gone and some assistant coaches are gone as well. But I mean, those stunt defenses, they just looked horrible. Like Linderbaum's making bad post snap reads, Falele's missing bad post reads as well. I don't know what we're doing there. It's like you've got to understand you don't have to double team somebody who's already got 3 guys on him basically, and leave an open lane for the rusher to come in. I know most people have been hitting Falele up, which he had a couple gaffes for sure, but Linderbaum too. I mean, there was even one of them where it was kind of a delayed rush. Linderbaum goes and helps Falele and just turns his back on the defender, and he's got straight up the A gap, and of course gives Lamar trouble. It's just bad. So I don't know if some of that may be pre-snap too, but I don't know who's making those calls, if it's Linderbaum or if that's Jackson doing it. But I mean, the offensive line and defensive lines, I think, are both just absolute messes right now. So I mean, like I said, or as Porter likes to say, you win in the trenches. So I mean, we can't win there. Obviously, our defense is going to be historically bad for Ravens defense. We're potentially giving up 560 points, is what we're on pace to give up this year. So I mean, it's not good. I mean, I'd like to say, hey, we can take draft swings at the defensive line too, but I mean, you can just go over the recent misses. I mean, Camila Correa, Travis Robinson, Jalen Ferguson. I mean, you got all these picks that just didn't pan out for edge rushers. So, I mean, it's not going to look good anytime soon, I don't think, as far as those goes. But yeah, I think offensive line and defensive line are definitely what we're going to go see. I'm hoping Emory Jones can come back in a couple weeks. Maybe he can look better than what we have. I'd like to see Ben Cleveland until then, because Falele is he's not there. And again, maybe that's coaching. But
Emory Jones is a 3rd-round pick for y'all, so.
Yep. And still hasn't been cleared to play yet, but maybe soon.
And I think he is brought in to, at least at this point, may not at this point rather, but at some point this season, start for Baltimore, because they definitely need some guard depth, especially with the struggling Falele, as you alluded to. So
yeah, like I said, I mean, it's just not him. If it was just him, okay, yeah, great. But I mean, Stanley looks bad. Linderbaum making bad reads and looking horrible. It's just a mess, and it's not good.
It's just amazing. I mean, you look at we talked a little bit about it off air, Caleb, but the AFC North, you expect it to be a pretty solid division, and then now,
yeah,
I mean, is Pittsburgh really the team that's favored to win that division now? I guess they are.
Yeah, I think you've got to give it to them right now. I mean, like I said, you got Burrow out until about Thanksgiving, give or take, I think, and the Ravens just looking like an absolute dumpster fire right now, which is completely out of the blue. But yeah, so I mean, we'll have to see, I guess. Like I say, the Ravens at least have some winnable games. 3 of them being at home in a row is going to be nice. And you got the struggling Texans, and then the Rams.
And you have a bye week in between those 3.
You do. And then hopefully we can smash the Bears too after that. And hopefully we get some of these injuries back too. But I mean, we could potentially lose these next 2 games, and you're looking at 1-5 before the bye. Now I think we'll probably split it, but
1-5, you're not making the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, the last time the Ravens started 1-3 was 2005 and 2015. Both times Ravens didn't make the playoffs, so it's already you dug yourself a hole.
My question for you is, with all this hate on the offensive line, which is very warranted, how long do you think you will get success with Derrick Henry?
See, that may be going back to Jeff's point. Why aren't we running the ball more? Well, I mean, if the offensive line can't block for him, I mean, one of the reasons he fumbled in the Bills game was because of poor offensive line play. led to that for sure, and that ultimate loss. But I mean, I think now with Cooper Rush going to be in there, I think you've got to give Henry the shot, see if he can try to do something maybe from his Titans days where he just carried a team on his back. So I mean, I don't know if he's going to be successful. I'm not going to lie to you with this offensive line, but I think it's going to be a very run heavy Derrick Henry offense for at least up to the bye. And hopefully that may help the line gel because, like you alluded to, Porter, earlier, everybody wants to run block. They want to go up and find their man. They don't want to try to do this nice zone, step back, slide coverages.
They hate pass blocking. They hate that because they have to sit back and back up. They want to move forward. You ask any offensive lineman, they want to run block more than because they want to go out there and go smash someone and move forward. They don't want to sit back and keep people away. They want to go fucking hit people. That's what they want to do. That's why they're a big dude that wants to go hit another big dude and knock him on his ass. That's what they want to do. Let them do it.
Like I say, so I mean, I think Derrick Henry's going to get his chance to shine for sure. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be good.
At his age, how much longer do you have? Because he's already showing.
Well, he signed an extension. He's not showing any signs necessarily. I think he's getting hit in the backfield because this line is not blocking more than his ability to get there. Plus, Todd Monken going away from the run game.
Part of my question.
He's done that twice now.
Are you more concerned about Derrick Henry? I know you're concerned about the line, but which one are you more concerned about? Because Derrick Henry, but even Derrick Henry at his age,
Derrick Henry at his age,
at his age, he's still phenomenal. Like, it's like unheard of, and that's also because he's also a freak of nature. Like, you look at Derrick Henry, and it's like he shouldn't exist.
No,
it's absurd.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's probably got maybe 3 years if you're really lucky, because I think he is kind of freak of nature that he could continue kind of like Frank Gore, playing late in his career.
And because the way that he runs, he's so abusive. I mean, he's gotten better as he's gotten the latest career, avoiding a lot of the big hits. I mean, he's trucked a lot of people, and he'll still if it's cornerback, he's going to truck him.
That stiff arm's going to be there, yeah.
Yeah. But he doesn't do it as much as he did, which is good. It's extending his career. It's just he's just such a freaking nature. I mean,
yeah, and I mean, like I said, I mean, you could say maybe he's declining now because I mean he's never fumbled in like 3 or 4
I think that's an anomaly. I really think that's
I think he's in decline. I think he's in decline. I think you can still get serviceable years out of him, but I think after this year, you need to go ahead and get another running back in there to complement him because you're not going to be able to lean on him. You can use him and
yeah. Well, I mean, don't forget you still have Justice Hill, who's still a good running back there.
Yes.
We're also missing our fullback Patrick Ricard, which has obviously helped Henry or any other running back try to run that ball, as well as pass blocking.
Last year, you're going to be able to use him as your number one running back.
Well, you did say that when we first drafted, or when we signed him, that he was already done.
He did,
so. You've been a little premature at some of that prediction.
I did apologize afterwards, and I go, I don't think he had anything left, and I was wrong, and I admitted I was wrong. I apologize, and I admit I was wrong. But right now, what I'm seeing, I fully take it. Yeah, I already admitted I was wrong. I already ate that crap.
I know.
That crap was delicious. I ate every bite of it. But I'm just saying that
much like
what I'm
Lamar
seeing now, yes, the line is bad, but at the same time, hey, I mean, yeah, you can blame everything on the line.
There's a timer on every player, so
at the end of the day, he was the one that held the ball and fumbled it. Blame the line all you want.
Luckily, he didn't do it against the Chiefs, but yeah,
you can block. Hey, you can sit there and turn on the block, but at the end of the day, he had the ball. He's the one that dropped it. He could have held on to it.
I don't know. You're 100% correct. I mean, and then I applaud Derrick Henry for even coming out and taking ownership of that, especially after the week 3 against the Lions there, coming out and saying, yeah, I've got to improve this. This is BS.
Exactly. Now, I was glad to see that as well too, and he needed to do that. And And don't get me wrong, if he would have joined the Cowboys instead of the Ravens, I'd still be saying the same criticism about him if he had done the same thing. I completely. And everyone should know that.
I get you.
As it is. But that's sort of like, all right, you said you need to do better, and then you fumbled again right after that. So,
right.
At what point, do I need to take? I can only take you at your word for so long, or we're already seeing now a decline. Not a huge decline, but that's how it always starts. Is decline starts very slow, and then it fucking hits you hard. Thing is, it hasn't hit him hard very quickly because he's such a freak of nature.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, Ezekiel Elliott was a great running back. Went down quick. That's how running backs go. Normally, that's how it goes. It's rare when you have somebody do what Derrick Henry has done for as long, but at the same time, Derrick Henry's a freaking gladiator. So, makes sense.
Yep. You're not wrong.
All right, I'm off my soapbox. Sorry.
No, fair enough. Right. Like I said, I mean, the good news is for both the Bengals and the Ravens is that the AFC is so bad this year. Like, you could potentially make the playoffs at 9-8. That being said, I think there's too many problems with the Ravens, and I'm hoping they don't make the playoffs so they can maybe get a good draft pick, maybe get a pass rusher if we're lucky.
You're not at that point, Caleb. You're not at that point.
With these injuries, I mean, heaven forbid, if we actually lose both games before the bye,
then yes.
Yeah, if you lose to Houston and then try to go into the Rams, but I mean, like I said, I'm still though hopeful we can make the playoffs. Obviously, like I said, it's a down year for the AFC. I think there's like 5 teams with a winning record. All of the AFC.
Yeah, Houston is a 1.5 point pick against Baltimore, which is
that's unheard of for Baltimore being home.
Yes.
I mean, I guess you could say the Texans kind of blew out their last opponent, but
it was Tennessee.
Yeah, it was Tennessee.
New quarterback, rookie quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, this may be the thing. They're like, hey, you got Cooper Rush going in there now. You got a bad defense for the Ravens. Playing at home, who cares? I mean, we made Mahomes look like a Superman last night. So.
Yep, and CJ Stroud came off a decent game. Not a great game, but a decent game.
Yeah.
Like I may have to bench Josh Allen and start CJ Stroud. Holy shit.
CJ Stroud's regressed. So.
With that
defense, has regressed, but against Baltimore's defense,
right? It's like you start any defense that plays the Bengals, and you start any offensive player that goes against the Ravens. I mean, or the Cowboys. Any player that's facing those two teams, basically, just start. But yeah, so I'm already looking at edge rushers. I kind of like Auburn's Falk. Think he could be interesting.
He looks good.
But we'll have to get to that at another later date because ideally we'll be talking about maybe making the playoffs, but we'll see.
Well, as we move later in the season, we start seeing how everything's panning out. As if none of our teams make the playoffs, which I have no faith in any of our teams.
Right now, all 3 of our teams are looking. It's going to be
when that happens. When that happens, and we know we're not going to be talking playoff football for our teams. I mean, we'll be talking for other teams. Talk those teams that make the playoffs because they deserved it. But we can we'll look it up coming up in this next draft class, and we'll be all drafted set up for them. But yeah, another good conversation. Unless you had any more venting you needed to take care of, Caleb, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here.
Yeah, my blood pressure is up high enough. I think now we're good.
I think everybody in their own segments got their blood pressure elevated at that point.
Yes,
which isn't good in our old age. So we'd like to thank everyone for joining us. Please like us on social media, like and comment. Let us know what you'd like us to talk about. I mean, if there's a point in one of the games you'd like us to bring up, please let us know. David Hitt, we're personally calling you out to come on to the show because you need to account for your allegations. And yeah, please like and comment, subscribe, come out, and we'll see you, everyone, at the next round.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.